We're going to use any props that we have in the house. So if you've got bolsters, yoga bolsters, that's great. If you've got pillows around or blocks, that's great too. So we are going to start in a child's pose for the first pose today. And in child's pose, we're going to bring big toes together and we're going to send the knees as wide as the mat. And here's where the art of restorative comes in. You want to make sure the body is completely supported. We don't want any muscle engagement involved. And what that means is that we allow the body just to completely relax. So this will all depend on how much flexibility the spine has. So we're going to bring one bolster close to the inner thighs and we're going to lie on top of that. Now, if you know you're a little tight and you need to build that up a little bit more, that's okay. So you decide how high you want that middle section, that bolster. You can use pillows, you can use blankets, you can take two of your blocks if you have them and put a blanket on top of that so that it's soft and comfortable. There's lots of options. You don't need bolsters per se. They're just easy because you can, they're a little bit more firmer, but that's it. So when you're ready, big toes together. And just so you know, restorative poses we hold for a minimum of about 5 minutes. So these poses are long and held, and we do that so we can actually completely just relax. So whatever feels more comfortable on the neck is which way you'll gaze. But I'm just going to get you to take a great big breath in, exhale slowly, feeling really grounded to start. We'll take one more big breath. Roll the shoulders back, slide the shoulder blades down the back, and exhale. And now we're just going to start to walk the hands forward, and we're going to bring our torso onto our bolster or our blanket or the floor or whatever feels great. Again, making sure you're nice and supported, and then you can take your head onto your bolster. You guys just close your eyes and relax. I'm going to have a timer on. As I said, we're going to hold this one probably for a good 6 minutes. So for the first pose, I'll be quiet momentarily, I promise. For the first pose, I just want you just to take a second to scan the body and just see where you can feel any tension being collected in the body or being held. And we try and use our breath throughout the practice to send the breath to areas where there's tightness or discomfort to see if we can create a little bit more space. Take a great big breath in, and with each exhale, can you melt your torso just a little deeper onto the bolster? Arms can be anywhere that it's comfortable for you. Close your eyes and settle in. Ladies, you're going to stay exactly where you are, and I'm just going to describe the next pose, which we're going to transition to. We're going to make our way onto our buttocks, but again, no need to move just yet. We're going to make our way onto our buttocks, and we're going to send the legs straight out. So after being bent, that should feel really nice. You've got some options here. You can either take blocks underneath the knees, or if you have a bolster or pillows, you can place those underneath the knees. And then you're going to take either a bolster or a firm pillow, and you're going to place it right along where the bra strap lies on the back. Third and final thing, you're going to want to have a flat pillow, or even better yet, maybe a towel that you can roll up, or a blanket. So, what it looks like is a bolster under the knees, a bolster in behind the chest, and then just something to support the head so that it's not gaping back. And then I'm going to send my arms straight out. So when you're ready, slowly, mindfully, we'll transition into the next pose. So again, should feel really good just to give those legs a nice stretch. Now, if you don't want the bolster underneath the knees, you don't have to. Just like any other yoga class, your practice, your rules. And if we're doing a pose that doesn't feel particularly nice, please don't do it. This is again the class that is the gift to yourself. So be kind to yourself. So again, a bolster underneath the knees, a bolster to support the chest. So I'm getting a nice heart opening here, making sure my neck isn't flopping back, and then I can send my arms straight out. If you're using a pillow instead of a bolster, another option would be to have the hands alongside in the V. And of course, there's always stop sign with palms up to the ceiling. So again, you make any adjustments to that that feel necessary so that you feel completely supported. And then once again, when you're ready, we're going to settle in. Close the eyes, quiet the mind, connect with the breath. Once again, ladies, I'm going to talk about the next pose that we're going to go into. You just stay right where you are. We're going to stay on our back. You're just going to remove any support that you had underneath the knees and move it off to the side. You can leave the support that you had for your head exactly where it is, and you're just going to take your bolster and where you had it supporting the shoulders and bra strap area, you're going to move it down and you're going to bring your tush right up to the edge of that bolster and then lie back down. So it's supporting that curve in the back to start. From here, we're going to bend our knees and we're going to come into some twists. So at this point, at your pace, you're just going to remove that bolster from the knees and then take that bolster close to the buttocks. There'll be a little bit of space there. And then you're going to start to bring the spine back down. So it's supporting that back. You're starting to get that nice curve. Make sure you've got support underneath the head. And then we're going to bring our feet onto the mat. Knees are together. And we're going to drop the knees to the left to start coming into a twist. Arms can be straight out. They can be alongside the body. They can be in stop sign. Now, if this is too much of a twist for you, it's a pretty big twist. You've got some options. You can take either a bolster or a block underneath that bottom leg. You can also take a pillow between the knees if that's more comfortable. So lots of options. This shouldn't feel uncomfortable. There should never be any discomfort or any pain in any of the classes that we take together. So again, if that floor is too far away, you just bring that floor up either with a block or a bolster or some blankets to make sure it's comfortable. And you're always welcome to come out of a pose and make any adjustments if once you settle in, you decide that maybe that bolster needs to be a little higher or a little lower. We want sure bliss. Ladies, once again, we're going to make a transition, but we don't need to move anything this time other than sending our knees towards the heavens, coming onto flat feet, and we'll eventually, in your own time, send your knees to the other side. Once again, if you need to make any adjustments to your bolster to make yourself a little more comfortable, I encourage you to do that. And then when you're ready, let the knees get heavy as they float to the right. And you'll notice that one side probably feels quite different than the other. Once again, just stay exactly where you are. I'm just going to describe the next pose that we're going to transition to. We're actually going to take our spines away from the mat, coming into a seated position, but we're going to come into a wide leg seated position. And we're going to come into a wide legged forward fold. And with that, we're going to take as many bolsters and blankets or pillows that you need in between the thighs so that you can comfortably reach out with the heart and send the torso onto the bolster or the support of the blocks. So you decide how high that needs to be. One thing that's really nice, if you need it higher and you do have some blocks, stack your blocks and then you can place your bolster on top of that. So again, this will all depend on how much flexibility you have in through those inner thighs, through the hamstrings. And if they're tight, please be kind to yourself. Don't get too crazy. Bring the bolster up to where you need it. And then when you're ready, send the heart forward and let it soften towards the bolster. And then take your gaze either side, close the eyes. Again, you're going to stay exactly where we are. We're going to transition to our next pose. And all we're going to do here is we're going to take the bolster from between the legs and we're just going to lie it on the mat behind us in line with our spine. And then we're going to bring our legs in line with the hips. And we're going to make our way onto our bolster. So bring the spine down onto the bolster. So you're probably about maybe 3 inches away, 2.5 inches away from the buttocks, so that you're in the curve of the back. So that's what's supporting the back. So just play with that until you're comfortable. If you're uncomfortable at all, remove the bolster and let's just start again. So it's just supporting the back, it's supporting the head. We're going to send the arms straight out and we're going to go ahead sending the feet in opposite directions, spreading out, supporting the back, sending the heart to the heavens, and then closing the eyes. Ladies, once again, you're going to stay exactly where you are, and I'm going to describe the next pose. We don't have to move very far for this one. All we're going to do is start to bend the knees, and we're going to bring the soles of the feet together. When you're ready, we're going to keep our spine supported on our bolster, and those heels can float as close to the torso as it makes sense for your flexibility. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take either pillows or blocks if you have them and just support the thighs or the knees. And again, the reason we do that is to take the muscularity away from this pose. So when you're ready, and if you're interested, we'll bring the soles of the feet together. Hands can be alongside the body. They can be resting on your thighs. You can have one hand on belly, one hand on heart, anything that's comfortable. And as you do this scan, is there anything else that the body's craving tonight? Something that you can introduce to your version of Shavasana? You're welcome to stay exactly where you are, or you're welcome to make any transition in your posture to ensure that you get exactly what you want out of your Shavasana tonight. And when you're ready, go ahead and find that version. And see if you can use each exhalation to melt you just a little further into your mats and settle in. Lady, slowly, kindly, and gently, we're going to start to bring awareness back to the body. Maybe it feels good to wiggle fingers and toes. Everything is just a suggestion. There's no need to move with any haste. Maybe it feels good to make circles with wrists and ankles. Maybe you want to bring arms overhead, giving yourself a great big full body stretch. Sending energy out through fingers and toes. And perhaps you want to roll onto one side, settling there for a breath or two. And then when you're ready, and only when you're ready, we will make our way to a comfortable seated position.